All right, guys. Now, the when I do sing, it definitely sounds a little better with with a little music with it, because that was in the room with the echo a little bit there, and you could barely hear the music. So anyhow, and I do have to drop my voice a little bit in that one. It's not like I've sung some Travis Trent, and that is just great. Some Nazareth, AC/DC, Joan Jett, a few other things. All right, so I want to get into this reading, guys. And this is on what I see coming. I feel as though it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this exactly what is going to happen. I feel as though if Kamala Harris is put into the White House, it is going to be a tremendous regression for African Americans. When you pay attention to the patterns and everything that has happened is happening, and I know this sounds probably going to sound a little cold, a little cruel, but it's what I see. Okay, and this is my point. When it comes to twerking on vehicles, stomping in people's windows, denting people's cars, there's Americans that get out there, black and white, and fight for their freedom just to live an everyday life. Go to work, pay the taxes, pay their bills, and work hard for what they have. So this is my point. And my heart bleeds for the foreigners, immigrants, and all. I feel their plight, but on the same token, it's just like having boundaries. It's just like learning to love yourself first. If we cannot learn to love our own country first, love us first, provide for us first, take care of us first, how the hell are we going to help somebody else? So I would like to refer back to when, everyone first started crossing the border. As you saw, we had so many immigrants filing into New York and so many other states. There were a lot of African Americans that were upset over the housing issue and how a lot of them were losing out on their housing due to immigrants. All right. So what do you think is coming? If this woman gets in the White House and opens those borders, leaves those borders open, and people are not vetted, what do you think is coming? It is going to cause a regression. As we know, the housing market is plummeting. If you have millions of people coming across that border, and this is why I keep saying prepare, get ready, as far as when it comes to food storages. Because, look at the cost of what groceries and food has already gone up to. And then you think about what is that cost going to be? Because our farmers, our truck drivers, the supply and demand. If we let so many people in our country, no one is going to be able to meet that supply and demand. It's going to hurt everyone, but it is going to hurt and cause regression amongst the African American people more. Okay? And, I don't sugarcoat it. I say it how I see it, especially when I kind of know what's coming. So, all right, so I want to do a little read on that real quick. Lord, I ask that you let your divine white light flow through me as I speak truth known to me as I lay these cards. So anyhow, guys, that's what I see coming. It's the same shenanigans. Same people are still in the White House. Same people are still standing behind Harris that stood behind Biden. And that's kind of what's coming. She wants to totally walk all over Second Amendment rights. So this is what I want to ask you. And I want you to think about this. If you're twerking on somebody's vehicle, you're all right. You stomped in their windshield, and this happens to be a member of a cartel, or this happens to be a member of a vicious gang. I'm not talking about the BS going on here in America amongst our own races. What do you think these people are going to do? Half of them, they're going to just go ahead and annihilate you right there on top of the vehicle. The other half, the sneaky half, the cartels and folks like that, well, you're just going to go missing. You ain't never going to be seen again. Depends on how bad you piss them off. Might be you, might be your whole family. So anyhow, guys, I know that's a little hard. I'm a baseline person. I speak it on baseline. I'm not going to sugarcoat it with fancy representative words or fancy litigation type words. I'm just going to tell you exactly what the F it is. And that's what it is. And that's what's coming. All right. So anyhow, like I say, I had referred the other day to go and look at what went on with in Colorado with that housing apartment and that Venezuelan gang. Some of these people It's not that they're, everybody does what they can to protect their own family. And I'm not saying it's not that they're a little more hardcore. They may be. But what I'm saying is this. They're not going to give a damn about you and me. I can guarantee you that. All right? So, people are going to lose housing. It's going to be harder to feed Americans. Demand. It's really going to go south. Now, keep in mind, we have what's called disease banks. What do you think is going to happen? Somebody breaks into one of those, huh? In the Bible, it speaks of hellfire and brimstone. What do you think is coming? In some references to hell, it portrays disease, starvation, lust, drugs. What do you think is coming? So when I speak to you, I'm not speaking about doomsday. I'm speaking about hell on earth. Now, if this candidate for the president wants to annihilate those Second Amendment rights, what you do not give over on that buyback program will be seized and you'll be taken to jail. Okay? So then you defund the police. All right, so now your weapons are gone. Who are you going to call? Okay? I want you to go back and look at people that things have happened to that never believed in having a weapon and that did not have a weapon when certain things happened to them. And one of the things they stated in their police report when they finally got help was, at that moment, they wished they had a weapon. Okay, so, I'm not trying to fight for, this is just my beliefs. What I'm trying to fight for is what people are trying to keep you from seeing. And what I'm sitting here telling you is what people are trying to keep you from seeing. It's more a vote for me, pick me, than it is a let me sugarcoat let me sprinkle a little sugar on top of the shit, because that's what they are trying to feed to you. Is Trump perfect? No, he is not. Is he a little conceited sometimes? Does he have an ego? Yes, he does. But the man is also a businessman. And the man also has the best interests for this country as far as the two candidates that you are being offered. But I know this. If that woman gets that presidency, you think it's a shit show now? Hide and watch. You better start preparing. All right? So we're going to do a reading on that. What do you have for us? Five of Air. You are being manipulated by that candidate. This woman speaks nothing but word salad. Goes round and round and round, like I said, like a monkey chasing its tail. Ten of Earth. Pentacles. Money. You are being manipulated, and it's over the money. She knows what she stands to gain if she gets that presidency. Do you think she's going to care if you don't have a house? She's going to be sitting in a nice, comfortable one. Do you think she's going to care if you're freezing, starving, have a weapon to defend your family? Nope. She's going to have Secret Service defending her. So I ask all of you to think about what I'm sitting here telling you. I ask all of you to think about, look around the world and look at what's happening and look at what's coming. Same people that wanted all those borders open in the first place. The truckers can't keep up with the demand. The farmers can't keep up with the demand. The grocery stores, convenience stores, they are not going to be able to keep up with the demand. Not only will some good people that are simply seeking asylums come through those borders, but you're going to have criminals coming through them as well. The type of criminals that when you twerk on their vehicle, bust their windshield in, poof, you and half your family disappears. Now, if you think of talking BS, that's cool. Let your fingers do the walking and get the hell on off my channel. But I'm trying to warn you. All right, so we have. You see how that card kept flipping? Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Messenger of water. Magician. Manifestation. Hangman. So as we see here, somebody's trying to give a message. They're telling you about how you're being manipulated. How it has to do with a lot of money. The 10. The highest in the deck. Messenger of water. The magician. And hangman. Somebody's still trying to stop that message. I said, I feel for the farmers. I feel for the immigrants. I've been very poor in my life before. We have the world that came out in reverse. The world as you know it, due to the manipulation, is going to be upside down. You think it's bad now. Look at what's going on in Florida. Look at what's going on in Chicago. Look at what's going on in San Francisco. Think about those disease banks. Think about people that are going to be out here. It's probably not best for me to really get deep into it, but think about what you think people won't flatline you to feed their family. You think people won't flatline you because to take what you have. You take somebody that was prepared, set up, and ready. Let's say they have a food storage, they have cast iron to cook on an open fire. They have everything they need for survival. And there are millions of people pouring out of New York, as well as immigrants pouring in. What do you think is going to happen? You take the chance of being annihilated, you and your entire family. Not for your money, but for your goods, for your canned foods, for your cast iron. So if you cannot see what's coming, if this woman gets in the presidency, you better sit down, start looking around, and put a little thought in to what's happening in the world and what's coming. And now, let me hit you with this. When it comes to war, when's the best time to hit an opponent? When they're weak and when they're down. So if we're already fighting amongst ourselves, right? And then all of this opens up like a can of whip ass, Pandora's box, whatever you want to call it. Now, I already know when things go down, all of these higher-ups, politicians, everybody else, they're going underground, baby. Not only are they going underground, they have bunkers. They have security, as well as our branches of service to protect them. What do you have? What do you have? Because your ass is going to be left out in the cold to fend for yourself. Like I said, go check out The Stand by Stephen King. All right, so I'm going to keep going here. Now, like I said before, the messages that I feel I'm here to give, this is one of them. Some of the others are about NDTs, the purging of the soul. We have love. Look, see? It's for the love of her money. That woman don't give a damn about nobody. We have the 9 of air. Messenger of water. Somebody's up in their head. Somebody has that mental demon on, trying to pass a message of something they know is coming. We have the 8 of air. Magician. Someone trying to restrict the magician from passing on that message. And then we have the hangman. And what we have that fell out here, 5 of fire. So as we have someone stagnant in hangman mode, a lot of folks doing a lot of talking about it. So while all of these political debates and everything go on, there's a lot of people talking about it. It hasn't gone down yet, but it's getting there. Then we have the King of Fire. This could be simply an Aries, Leo, Sag, or this could be, hey baby, someone speaking with heart. This could be male, female, but this is a King of Fire. This is a man with his own money, speaking from the heart. Then we have the 4 of fire. Proposal. So we have someone running for that candidacy, the presidential. This is all about their money. Their love of it. Portrays they are strong. You see those pillars right there? It almost represents like a gate. And she's sitting there waiting to go through it. And then we had the 4 of fire, which is the proposal. All right, so on the messenger of water, that's a lot of messages going out. 9 of air, which is the mental demon. It also represents, a lot of people are on that line, who they want to vote for. They're up in their head, they're watching a lot, they're thinking about a lot, and they're making decisions on what they want. And then we have the Three of Earth, contract. So you better damn well think long and hard on if you're going to put that woman in that White House. All right, so then we have the Queen of Fire. Aries, Leo, Sag, the Magician, the Eight of Air, someone trying to hold someone back. So there's Aries, Leo, Sag, possibly trying to keep someone from manifesting something, trying to hold them back, keep them restricted. And, I don't know if that particular candidate is an Aries, Leo, or Sag. Could have some of that in her chart. But with that magician and that Eight of Air, that is definitely trying to keep someone else. It's kind of like trying to keep someone else from getting what she wants. All right. So then we had Hangman mode, which is stagnation. Five of Fire. A lot of gossip, a lot of fighting, a lot of words being spoken, word salad, a lot being put out there, and patience. And we have it right here. Patiently waiting to go through that gate. That's going to bring her that happiness. Kacklin, Kamala. All right. So what I'm sitting here telling you is what's coming. You may not be able to see that. You may disagree. That's your prerogative. But I'm telling you this. If you have any intelligence in your head and you can look around in the world and see what's coming, you better start storing those canned foods. You better think about where you're going to go when you're going to come out of that city. Because if and when all this goes down, what are you going to do when the stores are empty? How are you going to survive? If you're living in an apartment somewhere, you have no way to get to a farm, fresh food, a creek for some fish, whatever. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I can tell you what you're going to do. There's going to be thieving. And just like I've been trying to sit and tell you, there's going to be bloodshed. And the streets are going to flow with it. They're going to flow with it. All right, moving on. Like I say, that's a little cold in the way I put it out there, but I believe in baseline. And maybe that's why good Lord chose my old country butt off. All right, so then we had the Two of Wands in reverse. Two of Wands, as we know, is a choice we make. So you better make the right choice. All right, moving on. I have a lot of gaps in my education, so I may not know all the correct political terms, all of the proper word analogies, but I can tell you this. From a baseline, survivalist point of view, and what I see coming, this is going to cause regression in our world. And it is going to cause it mainly in the African American communities. From a woman that is sitting telling you she's going to make it better for you. Was it better when you was losing your housing? When they first came? Was it better that everybody in that housing unit, in that apartment complex in Colorado lost their homes? Was it better? Because as you can see, that gang didn't move. They didn't give a damn. And they're not going to give a damn when the rest of them come either. All right. Juggling. Two of Pentacles. Again, the choices. A woman is worried about her money. Doing it for the love of her money. It's damn sure not for the love of the American people. Because we have King of Fire right here. Putting it out there with a passion. Got his heart on the line. We have that female over here wanting it for the money. And I want you to look at this. Look at that. Almost looks like some little horns. I want you to look at the bottom of this card. There's a wolf. There's a treasure chest. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing, baby. All right. So we have that female running for that political position. Four of Fire. That's putting that message out there for that proposal. And we have that Two of Coins. It's a lot of juggling. Two also representing choices. All right, so then we have the Messenger, the Contract, and the Knight of Air, the Mental Demon. The Magician. Again. Page of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So someone's trying to bring you a message with some wisdom they have. Someone that knows how to manifest. Someone that could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And Hierophant. Someone that possibly has some divine wisdom. All right, guys. So moving on. We had that Magician trying to, we know the Eight of Air normally speaks on restriction, be it jail, whatever. And I have spoken myself before on a reading I did before that even if Trump does get it, they're still going to try to come up with some shenanigans to, have man put in jail, whatever. But anyhow, there is someone, magician mode. They don't want this message out. We have that Queen of Fire. And there we have the Three of Wands. So there's Aries, Leo, Sag, someone with Aries, Leo, Sag in their chart. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that does not want. They publicly don't want these type of messages coming out. So when they can restrict them, they're definitely going to celebrate that. All right. So then we had the Hangman, the Five of Fire, which is the all of the gossip, all of the everything going through the news, everything political, everything on the streets with citizens that's political being spoken. And she's sitting back waiting. That wolf in sheep's clothing is sitting back waiting. What else do you have for us? There you have it. That's what's coming. So you believe what you want. But I'm here to tell you. This right here is going to be flowing through the streets. Flowing through the streets. Especially when those farmers and those truckers supply and demand. Especially housing, supply and demand. This is what's coming. All right. Now, in this first line here, we have the world upside down. And we know upright, it normally stands for beginnings and endings. There's not going to be a beginning or ending. It's going to be utter freaking chaos. Because this is going to be flowing through the streets. Oh, and guys, I don't know if any of you have seen, I saw today where Johnny Depp had, it kind of surprised me when I saw it. I think it was publicized about a month ago, where he had gotten into tarot cards. All right, Johnny, kudos to you, baby. All right, moving on. So we had it's all about the choice you make. High Priestess. We have the Three of Hearts, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Restriction. Yeah. So, as I said, this is someone doing a lot of manipulating that's going to bring our world into, it's going to regress. People think this is going to give them freedom. If you guys saw the song, my brother and my sister, and I don't remember the words, but all I could do was laugh when they were singing it. It's portraying, it's almost like a damn demon. It's portraying how, like the world's just going to be green grass and all lollipops and joy. And, that's what this woman's portraying. But I assure you that's not what it's going to be. Because we all know when the criminals have the weapons and you do not, you cannot protect your family. Now, you take that into consideration with supply and demand. If you can't defend your family, what happens? Somebody walks in, steals your canned food, your cast iron, your clothes off your back. They walk in, they take everything, strip your home, and then you have to sit there and look at your baby starving. I want you all to think long and hard about what's coming. I want you to think long and hard about that vote. And I'm not saying it to you because of this. I got my cast iron, baby. I've got my canned food stacked up. If I'm not prepared, I'm damn well close to it. All right. Or at least enough to survive somewhere. So think hard, guys. Think long and hard about the decisions y'all make when it comes to this. Because, like I say, it's going to be a lot of heartbreak. Yeah, see, let me tell you something. When this woman, if this woman, I keep saying when, if this woman gets this, you see you see those restrictions? There's going to be offers made. It's going to bring about heartbreak. We have a King of Wands, again, Aries, Leo, Sag. And you see that High Priestess with that restriction card? This is not going to end well if this woman gets this presidency. You know, normally that High Priestess, in a way, it represents as well balance. Can't remember what those two are. It's in the back of my head, but it's not wanting to come to my tongue. I know it has to do with King Solomon. It's like portraying that you are going to have a better world, things are going to be better. But what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, and what I know, this is what the streets are going to be filled with. It's not going to be lollipops, gumdrops, and rainbows. All right, moving on. So anyhow, I feel this is one of the messages I'm supposed to give. Look at that. Families in reverse. Upright is families, happiness, rainbows. The green grass, the kids playing on the lawn. That's not what you're going to get, baby. That is not what you're going to get. Our world is going to become so chaotic. All right, moving on. So much of that. And there she is. As we all know, that Queen of Wands, that can be Miss Goody Two Shoes, but that can also be an evil, deceitful witch. And that's what she's going to bring. She's putting a good message out there, though. There's a lot of people in their head over the contract. You better make your vote count. Because if you sign that contract, if you push that button on that vote and you sign that contract, this is what you're going to get. She makes it look like a pretty picture. But of course it won't matter. She'll still be eating steak in the bunker. All right. We have the chaos, conflict, and fighting on the bottom. All right, moving on. We had that restriction, the Eight of Air, that Queen of Fire again, Aries, Leo, Sag. We had that Three of Wands, King of Pentacles in reverse, Offers in reverse, and the Sun in reverse. So if this lady's ships come in, who we know is the King of Pentacles, and the offer to make America great again will be in reverse. Because America was great. It was. We all had our each and own way that, to us, it was great. Be it back in the day when your kids could be out in the street playing, you didn't have to worry about them getting taken out. Look around you at what is going on with children being annihilated, children being abused, children being, and I said I was going to take the time to sit down, make a format on that, write some things out. And it just has gotten to where nowadays I just kind of want to rest. All right, so moving on. I know this. I know that it ends just like this. And it starts as soon as she gets in there. Family's in reverse. Whatever the promises were, you can forget that, baby. Because if this woman's ships come in and this man goes in reverse, you can kiss it goodbye. All right. When are we going to stop handing trillions away to other countries and love us first? Knight of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There it is. It's like the Four Horsemen, but you don't see it coming. And when I look at what's going on with the two that just came out, supporting her, backing her. I mean, you know, they were already out there, but I'm referring to a video they did where those two are backing her. You know, Biden's still backing her. That's almost like the Four Horsemen, baby. And there they come. There they come with that offer. And that offer's going to bring you nothing but death, chaos, and misery. Excuse me. Flatline chaos and misery. It's going to be flowing through the streets. This woman's not going to have to worry. She's going to be in her bunker eating steak until all the mess is over. And her ships have come in. So that's what I have for you guys. That's the reading on that. And, you know, I know sometimes I'm a little too down to earth, a little too base country and hardcore with it. But that's what it is. That's how I see it. That's how I know it. And I'm telling you now, you better think wisely. You better think long and hard about your vote and where you're going to put it. And again, I'm not telling you that because of this. I'm telling you that because of what it's going to do to you. Regression. You know, I know this reading's going to piss a lot of people off because I spoke on twerking and spoke on windshields and cars being jumped on. I'm trying to get you to understand something you're not seeing. Would you go jump on a cartel member's car? Because it'd be kind of like signing your own death warrant, baby. So, again, that's what's coming. People do need to be vetted. We do need to have a balance. If we do not have a balance, we will not be able to meet demand and supply. And that is going to put our world in reverse. When our world is in reverse and people cannot get what they need, what their families need, this is what's going to be flowing through the streets. And that's just how it is. All right, so anyhow, that is my political reading. And that is one of the things I was here to tell you. So, whether you liked it or not, I don't care. I'm putting the message out there, you know, and I do hope that instead of all of these readers that have been feeding off of my energy, instead of just feeding off of this, you do a little more research, look at what I'm trying to tell you, and take into consideration what's fixing to happen to our world. Because time is running out. It's getting down to the nut cutting. Even for the ones that don't have any. You know, the one that speaks the word salad and goes round and round chasing its tail, which would be Miss Kamala Harris. All right, guys. Peace out. Take it easy. I'll be back for some different readings when I'm not resting or working.